She loses interest not when you speak, but when you type. Most men lose her not in the way they expect, not during the date, not in the bedroom, but quietly, almost invisibly through the flick of a thumb and the glow of a screen. They bleed attraction in the silence between replies, in the rushed response, in the overeager emoji, and they don't even realize it, because here's the truth: masculine power isn't tested in presence. It's revealed in absence. And nowhere is your absence more visible than in the way you text. Modern men communicate constantly, but few communicate consciously. They think messaging is about staying connected. But for the high-value man, texting isn't connection, it's selection. It's where the emotionally mature separate themselves from the emotionally available. So today, I'll show you how to text not as a beggar pleading for a response, but as a mountain sending a gust of cold wind that leaves her breathless. Let's rewrite the digital script. Let's become dangerous through silence. Secret 1: delay. Is desire you've been lied to, you were told. That fast replies show interest. That being instantly available makes her feel important. That double texting is romantic. That good morning messages every sunrise prove your value. No, that's not presence. That's performance. And performance reeks of emptiness. A man who replies instantly isn't showing love. Has showing lack of purpose, lack of patience, lack of power. Think about it. If you respond within seconds every time her name flashes across your phone, what are you signaling? That she's your gravitational center, that you orbit her world, not your own. But the grounded man, he lives in delay, not as a game, but as his nature. He doesn't need to manufacture scarcity. His time is scarce because his purpose is real. He doesn't use silence to seduce, he simply doesn't rush, because his inner clock isn't controlled by outside validation. Every time he receives a message, he asks not how can I keep her interested, but instead, is this moment worthy of my attention? And when he chooses to reply, it's not out of panic. It's not to reassure her. It's not to chase. It's a gift of presence, not a plea for connection. Here's the paradox: the slower you reply, the faster she wonders. When your messages aren't instant, her thoughts start racing. Where is he? Why hasn't he answered? What is he doing that's more important than me? And in that mental theater, attraction blooms not from logic but from longing, because mystery is magnetic. And nothing is more mysterious than a man who doesn't need to speak to be remembered. But let's be clear, this isn't manipulation. This isn't wait 37 minutes because the dating coach told you. This is about becoming unshakable. This is about living in such deep focus that your attention must be earned, not demanded. You don't delay to get her attention. You delay because your attention is no longer on her, it's on your mission. And the side effect? Most guys text like they're trying to win a job interview with a girl they already lost. Heart emojis, compliments on autopilot. Hey beautiful, like they're reading from a script that's been copied, pasted, and deleted 1,000 times before. You know what that tells her? You're not rare, you're not dangerous. You're not felt, you're just next. Women are biologically designed to scan for strength. Not just physical strength, but psychological strength, emotional boldness, spine. And your texts are a reflection of that spine or the lack of it. A man who is centered, composed, and high in value, he doesn't use words to win. He uses words to mirror his presence, calm, confident, unbothered. He never flatters to impress. He speaks to express his standards, while other men are flooding her inbox with "you're so pretty and I miss you." The grounded man speaks in riddles of restraint. Instead of "you look amazing," he says "you clean up well, almost didn't recognize you." Instead of "I miss you so much," he says "the silence lately has been unusually peaceful." Instead of "can I see you," he says "I've got room for someone who doesn't complicate peace." Know anyone? This is not arrogance, this is calibrated command. Your tone must suggest this one truth: I'm not chasing you. I am choosing how to include you. The difference is atomic. And women feel it instantly. Here's the secret. The more comfortable you are not being liked, the more irresistible you become. Women fall not for the man who pleases, they fall for the man who puzzles, who holds just enough tension in his words to make her lean in, who never hands over validation like a free sample, who makes her work not suffer but wonder. If you're texting like a fan, she'll treat you like one. But if you text like the protagonist of your own life, she'll step into your plot. Curious, uncertain, captivated, don't beg for interest. Command attention with calm, playful indifference. Here's a truth few men ever learn. It's not how long you stay that leaves a mark. It's how precisely you disappear. Most men text like they're holding onto a raft in a storm. They stretch the conversation. They reply too much. They think if I keep this going, she won't forget me. Wrong. Every extra word past the peak of a moment, it chips away at your gravity. Because tension, romantic or emotional, is a flame. And every message is either oxygen or water. A powerful man knows this. You don't text to maintain momentum. You text to create mystery. And nothing creates mystery like a clean, unexpected exit. Let her laugh, let her feel good, let her think, he really gets me, and then vanish, not cold, not rude. Just sovereign. Say this was good. I've got to disappear for a bit. Speak soon. Or pleasure talking but life's calling. Catch you later. She might smile. She might frown, but either way you stay in her thoughts. Why? Because you left her on the high note. And in storytelling, in memory, in attraction, ending is everything. When you exit first, it says I enjoyed this, but I have other mountains to climb. It says I like you, but I don't need you. That's unforgettable because 99% of men stay too long. They overplay, they overtype, but the 1%? They leave like vapor, satisfying but unfinished. And women are drawn to the unfinished, to the mystery of what could have been, to the man who isn't waiting at the door but already halfway down the road, focused on his path. Every message you send is a signal, not just of your thoughts but of your emotional calibration. Is this man grounded or reactive, calm or chaotic? Does he lead from fullness or need? Women don't just read your words, they feel your internal weather through the rhythm of your replies. So here's what high-value texting does differently. It transmits energy, not information. Most men type like they're in a rush to explain, to fill the silence, to prove worth through over-communication, but the Stoic man knows power is quiet. Presence is sparse. The most dangerous men say the least because their lives say the most. So what kind of energy do your texts radiate? If it's just checking in, hope I didn't upset you. Why haven't you responded? You're bleeding anxiety through the screen. You're turning her off with every vibration, but if it's took a moment to respond. Wanted to be clear, let's not confuse peace with distance. Read this after you've handled life no rush. Now you're showing emotional depth. You're inviting her into your world of order, not your storm of chaos. That's the difference. You don't need long messages. You need messages that make her pause. Texting should never feel like a full-time job. Let's dismantle the biggest myth modern men fall for, that you need to stay in constant contact to keep her interested. No, in fact, the moment she gets used to your digital presence, she stops craving your real presence. Men who text all day are men who abandon their edge. They dilute their mystery. They give away their masculine energy drip by drip until there's nothing left to long for. You want to stand out? Text less. Mean more. Your messages should feel like a rare signal from a distant tower. Not like Wi-Fi that's always available. Why? Because women don't fall for constant comfort. They fall for the unpredictable rhythm of a man she hasn't figured out yet. So set the tempo. Maybe you message in the morning, then go silent all day. Maybe you leave a compelling voice note, then vanish for 12 hours. Maybe you say one line that makes her smile, then disappear without follow-up. This isn't ghosting. This is ghost walking, the art of moving in and out with purpose.